Okay, this is another video that I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna touch up on it. The last video I did last night when I was driving here. I'm gonna say this: in the black community, like I said, going back to slavery, you had Europeans. This is when it basically this anthropology shit kicked off real, popped off. During actually the 1700s, you had anthropology just starting up. And it's funny that anthropology came up around the same time that you had Europeans going outside the European continent, going to the Americas and basically colonizing the Americans, and then you had the transatlantic slave trade kicked off. You had that kicked off. So you had several people, men in general, particularly white males, they had to have an excuse to enslave, but at first the indigenous people of the Americas and then African people. They had to have a reason to do it by finding certain things to say, basically, basically to create this so-called superior race, or the white race being superior. Even though you had Europeans all the way from the, you had the conquest of Spain by the Moors, and African civilizations, like for instance, take the great city of Benin. When the Europeans first seen Benin, they thought they was in El Dorado. They seen streets that were mapped out and public lighting. They seen things in this African city, in the great city of Benin, that made European cities fail and just don't even compare to the great city of Benin. How they had sewage systems, how they had all the shit that Europeans didn't have in Europe, were in ancient, that questioned European white supremacy. That's why the British destroyed the city of Benin, because it was a challenge to white supremacy. That's why they destroyed a lot of the images and shit in ancient Kemet. They was finding out the further and further back they go, the more black and African that ancient Kemet look. Even all the old statues were of ancient Kemet, Kemetu, which only to find out that Kemetu is that wasn't even the starting civilization. That the older civilizations going into Sudan, Nubia, were way older. Egypt, ancient Kemetu, sprung off. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, got a little bit off topic. You have this bitter war between dark-skinned and biracial and exotical women. That's really bullshit. That's really bullshit. And basically, what it is, you have a lot of black women that they have a problem with lighter-skinned or biracial women put on the pedestal as the standard of beauty in the black community. Which I told them, y'all black women did that shit to y'all selves. And y'all continue on doing that shit. And the reason how they continue on doing that shit is, I'm gonna tell you two people, Paris Milan and Chrissy. Chrissy, how the fuck y'all gonna talk about dark-skinned beauty, dark-skinned women putting at the pedestal, on the pedestal, when y'all talking about dating white men, you ain't gonna produce no. While y'all dating and marrying white men, how y'all gonna produce what y'all ain't producing y'allself? And see, Exotico United called that shit out. If you care so much about y'all black beauty and standards, you would think that these black women will get with white men, with black men, to produce women, little girls that look like them. Nope. They'll talk all this dark-skinned black beauty standard shit and still want to give a white man a house, and they're going to produce what? Kids that don't look like them. So basically, you creating a group of women that technically black women going to have to compete with on the market for a man. Whether it be a white man, because y'all divestors, a lot of you already hear a lot of biracial black white men say they'll choose a biracial woman over a black woman. You already done heard that from a white dude that said that. He said if he can't find a white woman, he'll get a biracial woman, and she got to look damn near like what's her name, Meghan Markle or Mariah Carey or something like that. They gonna get the biracial woman that look way more white, look way more ambiguous, you know. But you will have this war between biracial women, and yes, biracial women, they kind of suck their shit up and roll with the standard of beauty, and because they know in the black community they're gonna be put on a pedestal. Let's keep it real. A lot of y'all black biracial women know that the black community put y'all on the pedestal as the standard of beauty, and they go with it. Am I gonna get mad at that? Nope, because black women made it like that. That's what y'all did when y'all get out here and basically say that black women, when y'all see a biracial woman like Jeff Bezos' wife with a white man, first thing y'all say use her as the standard black beauty. When any other time y'all say she's not a black woman. Y'all do that shit to yourself. And then, like clockwork, y'all always blame it on Tyrone, say it's us black men's fault. And see, the thing is, it don't make no difference with black men. It don't make no difference if you're a dark-skinned or light-skinned chick. With black men, it never did. If you look good for us at that time, shit, nigga gonna like you. It don't make no difference you black. I see, man, I'm gonna tell you like this. Most other women I dated been dark-skinned black women. Only dated 5 people in my life. Well, the girl I'm with now, she'd be 6 in my life. 3 of them were dark-skinned, 2 of them was light-skinned. So I definitely don't have no colorism problem. You know, I really don't. I see sisters and sisters. You know, and then on top of that, my dad, he a biracial dude, but see, biracial dudes don't get the same grace as biracial women do. Let me say that one more again. Biracial men don't get the same grace that biracial women do, because biracial women are put on the pedestal as the standard of beauty in the black community. If you're a biracial dude, and you know, it's like this. Back during slavery, who you seen mostly that can fit in that ran, other than Edgar J. Hoover, which a lot of people don't know, he was biracial. Edgar J. Hoover was half black and half white. But technically he was white, because you are of the seed of the father. If your father white, that's what you're going to be of. A lot of people don't know that. The father determines what race the child going to be. If you're a biracial woman, your father black, technically you're a black woman. If your father white, technically you are a white woman. That's why you had that biracial chick with the Unite the Right movement up there, because technically her mama laid up, her grandmother is a black woman, and her mom is biracial, which her mom married a white man, got with a white man and had her. Technically, she's a white woman. It made proper sense that she should join the white supremacist race. It makes sense. That's why I couldn't, when people talk about she half black, no she ain't, she white. She a white woman. Yes, her great grandma black, but her dad, her father, she's the seed of the father, so it makes sense that she would rock with white supremacy. And we gotta make these distinctions, just like y'all niggas doing this delineation and shit. We gotta do delineations on that shit. Because I'm going to tell you why we got to do delineations on that shit. We got to. Because just say if they do give us reparations. Just say if they give us reparations. You know, you're going to have a whole lot of them who was saying they was white and all this white adjacent. You'll have a whole lot of them trying to come back and say they black. Just to get some money. You'll have biracial chicks like her, the one I was talking about, that's in a white supremacist group. You'll have them come back just to come back to the black community and get some tangibles. Then that's when they're gonna be black again. That's why I'm glad when you have biracial people like that make them distinctions that they this and that good. That means if we ever get tangibles of resources, don't bring your ass back over the fence trying to get some tangibles. You out of the running. That's it. You out of the running. That's why we got to make these moves like this. Because to me, if you're going to delineate, if you want to delineate from Africans and all that shit, you got to make that delineation all the way around. You can't just say, well, you know, you didn't see yourself as a black person then, but we're going to take you in because now you biracial and your great grandma was black. Nope, nope. If your mama was biracial and your dad was white, that leave you out of any running for any kind of tangibles. If we going on the seed of the father. You know, we going on the seed of the father. That's what we riding on. We ain't riding on because you somehow just got some black blood in you and you think you should get reparations. Nope, that ain't how that works. That's not how that works. Because you'll have a lot of them biracial people who didn't even recognize themselves as black. Or even as biracial people. Hell, you even got black women that were fully black, bleached their skin like a motherfucker. You got a black girl running around here talking about she a Caucasian. But I'm telling you, let them say, well, we giving all the black people $1 million in cash benefits, every black American who's foundational black. Money. Watch you see all these niggas run across. Watch you see all these niggas be back black again. They're going to be black by popular demand like a motherfucker. They're going to come back, even the ones that didn't even want to recognize themselves as black, going to try to come back and get some benefits. You know, and that's why we got to put this shit up, put this shit down on wax. And see, that is another reason why we got to do this delineation all the way around. You know, and as far as the beauty standard and all that shit is concerned, white women did that, black women did that shit. Y'all doing that shit right now in the divestment movement. Shout out to Only Logical Channel. Y'all doing that shit right there when you getting out here and talking about y'all want to have biracial kids. And y'all create competition for other black women. That means you're going to have this ongoing beef between biracial women and black women, which is really bullshit. Yes, I'm going to just keep it real. They do give biracial women a little standard. Biracial women are the safe black. Y'all biracial people are the safe niggas. I'm just keep it real. Y'all the safe niggas. Because they'll rather have y'all on the job and use y'all as a proxy black person because y'all safe. They feel white people feel intimidated. The darker you are, the more intimidating you look to white folk. It's just like white, if you, for instance, if a big ass dark-skinned nigga showed up and you got all these white dudes, them white dudes gonna be intimidated by him. They ain't gonna be pretending. They ain't gonna be that intimidated by a light-skinned dude. That's why you'll have all these white dudes, they'll challenge a light-skinned or biracial dude in a fight for a big-ass, dark-skinned Tyrone-ass nigga. The lighter you are, the less intimidating you are to them. That's why you'll have a black dude, a white dude to fight a light-skinned person, and they ain't intimidated by you because you don't look intimidating enough. Who you think they're gonna be more intimidated by? If a white dude, if they got approached by a black dude, Rick Fox, or they gonna be more intimidated by they gonna be more intimidated, let me say, by Wesley Snipes. Who you think they gonna intimidate white people most? Rick Fox or Wesley Snipes? They gonna be more intimidated by motherfucking Wesley Snipes. I said you can see it in the movie New Jack City when he stabbed Christopher Williams in the hand and shit. That's basically what that was showing you that black man, motherfucker, I ain't never liked your pretty ass no way. You know, and after that shit right there, that killed it for light-skinned niggas. When Wesley, shout out to Sean Willie P, but that killed it right there. That killed it in the desirability of light-skinned niggas over dark-skinned niggas. Because at one time, light-skinned niggas was the shit back in the early 80s, the early 70s and 80s and shit, late 70s and early 80s. Girls used to go crazy over light-skinned nigga with good hair and shit. Girl, he look good, girl. That nigga look like one of them, the barges. Yeah, them black chicks, dark-skinned black chicks used to go head over heels over light-skinned niggas. That's why my mama ended up with my daddy. My dad. Because of that shit. My dad was light-skinned, motherfucking gray eyes and shit. In the 70s, that's how my dad pulled my mom. But shit, soon 85 came out, New Jack City, then Wesley Snipes stabbed motherfucking Christopher Williams in the head. And you had all these dark-skinned niggas being masculine, being thug gangsters and shit. That killed it for light-skinned men. That killed it for light-skinned niggas. For real. Now, do we have black men and light-skinned niggas? Do we have that beef like that? No, we never did. But we all know how white supremacy try to use that. Light-skinned and biracial brothers see it. Because white men still challenge them just as much as they do dark-skinned black men. White, light-skinned nigga, that just because you light-skinned and biracial, don't exempt you from being treated like us. Because you a man. They ain't gonna treat Exotico United or Vanessa Williams or any kind of light-skinned black women or biracial women like that because you a woman. And see, white men in their mind, well, I can get with the biracial woman and still create white kids, which is true. So, they don't look at biracial women as a threat on the job. And then most of the time when you do see white dudes, when they do get with black women, they mostly don't even get with black women, they get with biracial women. They mostly marry biracial women, and those biracial women have to come from that white community where their dad was white and their mama was black. If you're a biracial woman that look too black, you look too ethnic, as they call it, they'll mess with you, they'll treat you like you're a regular black woman. But you got to damn near, for white men to choose you got to damn near look like what? Meghan Markle, Zendaya, Mariah Carey, you got to look like damn near ambiguous as fuck. And you got biracial women out here that look white, like white women. Yes, you got black women, biracial chicks that look like straight Becky's. So, they'll get with a biracial woman before they get with a black woman. Them white dudes, And y'all black women, what y'all do? Y'all put the biracial women, when they're chosen by them white guys, y'all make them the standard of beauty in the black community. Y'all black women do that shit to yourselves. Biracial dudes don't get that same kind of privilege. Let a white dude, I was looking at a video a couple years ago, on what? I forgot whatever court show. And you had a biracial dude, he was biracial, and he was with this biracial chick, a white chick, and he had a baby by her. They still didn't want him. They said they don't want their daughter with no black dude. And they considered this biracial dude a black man. And he a biracial dude, but they consider you no different than me. All dark-skinned brother. Yes, you light-skinned. That's why black men and biracial men, we all know we don't have that kind of animosity towards one another because we in the same boat. But with biracial and black women, biracial women all put on a pedestal above black women. Some of that is done by the white society, white supremacy system as a whole. And a lot of it done by black women. When y'all get out here and divest and shit, and y'all put y'all biracial kids on the pedestal like you had a black girl that had a blonde hair, blue-eyed white baby. And that was her baby. And she was getting pulled over and stopped by white folks because they thought she done kidnapped somebody's white baby, not knowing that was their black woman baby. She had a blonde hair, blue-eyed baby, but all the other biracial kids, looked at black. This kid just happened to come out looking more white. That's because we keep telling y'all white folks, y'all came from us. That's why we can create them variations like that. Due to our genetics, because y'all white people technically came from us. Y'all ain't nothing but a motherfucking recessive genes. We dominant genes. So I had to make a part 2 breaking it down. Really the beef between light-skinned and biracial women, it's really bullshit. Yes, biracial women get certain privileges over dark-skinned black women, especially when it comes to the beauty standard in the black community. But you black women do that to yourselves though. Y'all the ones do that to yourselves. So and then y'all try to blame black men for that shit. Like, it's you black men's fault. Y'all laying up. No. Y'all the one laying up with all these white men and having these children out of wedlock. That's why that's why more black women with children out of wedlock than black men, because black women are laying up with white men and white men ain't paying y'all black women paying the snow toll for being with Brand. Y'all paying the snow toll. Y'all becoming single mamas. But the thing is, we found out this. Y'all don't even put them white men and shit on child support. And we already know the reason why y'all don't do that, because y'all know how the system of white supremacy works. Y'all know that all that white man have to do is say, I want my children. I want my children. And white supremacy will give them the children to him and take them from you. That's why y'all black women don't put them white men on child support. They keep them up. That's why y'all don't put them white men on child support. Because the same white supremacy system, y'all black women and y'all divestors, especially y'all divestors. Y'all know the system of white supremacy that you want to be a part of with white men. Y'all know if y'all do that, they'll take your precious biracial children from y'all. Now, I'm not, like I said, I'm not, hey, I don't have nothing against biracial people. My girl, she biracial. Shit, my great grandmother, my great granddad biracial. So, I mean, it is what it is. But we go keep it 100. They do put biracial women on the pedestal, and that's black women's fault. Black women do that shit. So hey, If they put y'all biracial women on the pedestal, that black women fall, hey, run. I'll tell black biracial women, run with it. Y'all, hey, they made y'all, they the one made y'all the standard of beauty in the community. They did. Black women did. So, hey, fuck it, take the crown and sit on the throne then. And black women, y'all can't get mad at that shit because y'all made it like that. You black women do that. So, hey, biracial sisters, hey, if they put you on the pedestal as the fucking standard of beauty in the black community, run with that shit. Take the crown, sit on that throne.